jacket back to the half court. And Greg's like, hurry up, dude, hurry up. We can get these points back. But I noticed, just like last year, if Aaron turned Malachi on, they're fine.
How'd the boys look?
A lot of young guys. No, apparently he's like super into sports in general. I guess they were saying a lot of fun. The other kids, they're good shooters. Like they work themselves out of a slump. Tuba went on a 7-8 run out or 8-0 run. Bulbrook kept shooting, kept passing the ball well, and then got down and it took them a while to get started. First getting back. But they honestly, I think even missing Tapaha and that other kid coming, I think they're gonna be fine. How are these? Did you look them up at all?
They're 1-2. They don't have anything uploaded on that prep. No, this is their first game actually.
It's their first game.
Three and 2 because they lost 2 in the tournament they were at this last weekend. That's the girls.
So how does this work for like college people that are
I don't think it will affect them much, but if they win, it will help them a lot.
So if they lose,
I don't know. I mean, it's realistic. I mean, they made the playoffs with a 14-15 record back year. So. I still don't get how all that works. It's got to just be a computer system that they.
but they should learn. I mean, even college.
Welcome to Tornillos. We've got the Booster Club. They have the 50-50 raffles. Make sure you hit them in the auditorium lobby. Booster Club is selling Roadrunner merchandise and all that good. Make sure you hit them up.
Over my shirt how I want to, bro. sick 2 days before.
I went to bed at like fucking 7 o'clock on Thanksgiving, went into the bedroom and just wearing shoes on.
Right.
And Slade was fucking sick and got everybody else sick.
I was sick 2 days before. I'm like, Tuesday I woke up, shivers,
Yeah.
cold, fever, achy, congestion. And then I slept for like 16 hours and I felt okay. Then on Wednesday I felt fantastic. And then Thursday I was fine. I was drinking at 10 a.m. waking up having me.
That was a good game.
Yeah. I'm worried about the Bears now though. Dude, even you wouldn't have guessed they were gonna beat the Eagles.
No, I thought for sure they were gonna lose. I honestly,
Well, cause
I thought if they were gonna make the playoffs, it's gonna be a wild card, not like a one seed.
right, and the Eagles are the only other team that they've beaten that are over 500. Everybody else sucks. You know what I
But I
mean?
think what I do is it's good. I
Good
think
go.
so.
Thank you.
They play Detroit this week?
The Bears?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, that's right.
45.
That Packers are turning it on at red time.
Well, like I said, I'm more worried about if we could play offense like that all the time, we'll be fine. I really hope that we can go in there and
Well, I mean, the Bears for the last several games, like, hey, Caleb Williams that left the 200 passing yards, but the running backs are pretty good. Yeah.
other defense is really good. Yeah, Caleb Williams is just another Jimmy Garoppolo where as long as he doesn't mess up, they'll be fine. But they're not looking at him to do anything great.
Fucking the Lions are in a must win. They lose one more, they're off. Well, it's the same with the Chiefs.
But I guess, I don't know, for me it makes sense. They lost everybody. I've always said that they were home about 4 weapons. They were that way, and then Kelsey's been distracted. Of course, like, I guess for me, I wasn't surprised because I knew it, you know.
Well, you saw it last year. They just went on that run.
Yeah, you know how.
But
See Rosa, you know what I mean? But, like I said, they're not anything phenomenal.
they don't have a great line. They don't have a good running back at all.
Yeah, Pacheco's good at best. But then the receiving core is one game they're all there, the next game they're not existent. I mean, Mahomes is a good quarterback, but I wouldn't call him like a Brady or anything like that. He's got his success with his team. Which not that, so does Steve Young. You know what I mean?
So, and then I'm like sitting there going, what do we win 10-2 or whatever?
He might be that guy.
I know. Oh yeah. Well, they're special. Well, they had a kickoff or a punt return for a touchdown this week. I think they had one last week too.
Yeah.
And button holder report for tonight's game between the St. John's Lady Redskins and your Holbrook Lady Roadrunners. If you would, please stand if you can and remove your hats for the performing of the national anthem. Tonight, the national anthem will be performed by a student in the fusion band, Braylon Leonard, a student here at Holbrook High School. Braylon, when you are ready, the floor is yours. Way to go, Braylon Leonard! All right, please remember that these two teams playing tonight are members of the Arizona Interscholastic Association, and they abide by the rules and regulations set forth by the association to maintain and improve the highest standard of sportsmanship. We ask that, as a spectator, you consider the time and effort that these two teams have put into preparing for tonight's game. We ask that you cheer for your team in the spirit of good sportsmanship. As a reminder, AIA prohibits the use of flash photography during the game as it can cause distractions to the players. Please refrain from using the flash while taking pictures. And tonight's game is being broadcast live through the Holbrook High School Facebook page via YouTube. All right, now for the starting lineups for St. John's, coached by Coach Davis. Number 1, Morgan Lee. Number 4, Lucy Sundahl. Number 11, Abby Wagner. Number 13, Amy Udall. And number 21, Rory Knight. And now, for your Holbrook Lady Roadrunners, coached by Coach Greg Perkins. Number 10, Channing Harrington. Number 15, Shayla Anakai. Number 20, Maya Francisco. Number 22, Angelica Eureka Rose. And Please remember to stop by the concessions for all your foods and beverages. Right behind us in the concession stands. All proceeds do go back into student activities. And again, thank you for supporting Holbrook Athletics.
And welcome to Tony Munoz Gym, Buttonholzer Court. I'm Mark Saxton.
And I'm Chris Allison.
And thank you folks at home for joining us here for a wonderful contest we have for you between the Holbrook Lady Roadrunners and the St. John's Lady Redskins. In for a doozy as we are moments away from tip-off.
Yeah, Roadrunners coming in at 1-2, and St. John's, this is their first game of the year.
So let's see if Holbrook has been able to work out some of the kinks, and let's see if St. John's came in prepared for their first game as we are set. St. John's on the ball. That's Udall. Over to Wagner. Wagner looking to see what she has in front of her. Over to her left. Backing up now. Calling the play. Trying to drive it there. Gets it in to Sundahl. That's no good. Harrington with the board, and the Roadrunners on the offense all the way down to Atakai. Atakai comes back to Bailey Williams, and she gets called for a travel.
That was close.
that was really close. So no score yet, and here come the Lady Redskins. And there's Lee. Gonna see what she has. Getting over to Wagner. Back to Lee. Over to Udall. Udall looking to see what she has in front of her. 12 left on the shot clock. All the way in the corner to Sundahl. Over to Knight. Puts it up. No, and that is good. Thought it was going to bounce out there for a second. 2-0.
The Lady Roadrunners really want to try to get their top scorers, Harrington and Williams, going early.
Absolutely. And in games past, you could see when they move the ball well and they get it into the hands of Harrington or Bailey Williams or Atakai like that right there from three-point land, no good. Uranga Williams with the board getting the foul. So she's going to the line, as they're saying. She was on her way up. But as I was saying, when they move the ball around, especially when they get those three players involved, Atakai, Harrington, and Williams, they have a much better success rate from the rest of the team when it comes to shooting, rebounds, and being able to play defense on the run.
Absolutely. Yeah, Holbrook traditionally, especially the ladies, are a running team.
Absolutely. They move quick. So the first one is good. The second one, no good. 2-1, and here comes the Redskins. There's Sundahl. Over to Wagner. Over to Udall. Back over to Sundahl. And that one is taken away, but Sundahl able to hang on. Looking to see what she has in front of her. Over to Lee, as she might have gotten away with the double dribble there.
Yeah, crowd wanted a call on that one.
There's Knight from three. No good. And Harrington knocks it over to Atakai for the board. Roadrunners on the ball. 5:50 left in the first. 2-1 still. Here is Harrington. Driving it there, putting it up. She found a lane, unable to get it there, but Uranga Williams able to finish it for her. 3-2. Here's Wagner trying to call the play. Getting it over to Sundahl. Over to Lee. All the way over to Knight for the J. No good. Harrington with the board. Met by Wagner, but she does bring it across half court. There's Bailey Williams from three-point land. No good. Sundahl with the board, able to keep it in bounds as here is Wagner dishing it over to Lee. No good. Knight with the board, and that's good. 4-3.
Yeah, Lady Roadrunners, they need to start working the ball inside. They had success with Harrington driving the lane a couple possessions ago.
And Harrington from 3, no good. And Knight on the board, Uranga Williams on defense, unable to obtain the rock there. Getting it all the way down, and that one is no good, and Harrington with the board. Yeah, the Lady Roadrunners doing a good job being able to get the ball. They just got to be able to capitalize as that does go out of bounds off on Lee. And here comes Richardson and Andrews as Knight and Sundahl come off. And Maya Francisco comes off for the Lady Roadrunners as Kamisha Bahi goes on. Here's Bailey Williams. Over to Atakai. Maybe some miscommunication, but Atakai able to hang on. Over to Harrington. Into Bailey Williams, who's been so great for them, down in the paint. All the way down to Wagner, puts it up, and that's no good. Harrington with the board. Over to Williams, 3:47 left, 4-3. Bailey Williams drives it there. That gets shut down. Over to Atakai. Back to Williams. Gonna see what she has in front of her. Over to Uranga Williams. And that looks like it was off of St. John's as the pass gets disrupted. And it will be Roadrunner ball.
9 seconds left on the shot clock.
And here comes Knight and Sundahl again. And Ava Mann coming on, giving Atakai a breather for the Roadrunners. Looking for somebody, finding Uranga Williams, driving it there. And that one's no good. And here come the Redskins. There's Lee. And that one gets picked off by Bailey Williams and into the hands of the Roadrunners. Here is Harrington. Harrington trying to find a lane. Over to Uranga Williams. And that one almost gets stolen, but she's able to get it to Bailey Williams. Ooh, good vision there. Just didn't execute that pass as she looked for Uranga Williams near the bucket.
Yeah, it's a good cut by Uranga Williams.
And here's Lee and the Lady Redskins. Getting it over to Sundahl. All the way down to Knight. She's trying to turn it there. Puts it up. No good. And Harrington with another board.
Yeah, she's been all over those boards.
Harrington pulls up from the parking lot. No good. Almost picked up by the Lady Roadrunners, but Sundahl all over it. Gets it all the way outside to Lee for the jumper. And that one's good. So 6-3 now. Here comes Bailey Williams and the Lady Roadrunners as she's letting her offense get set. Harrington, 1:50 left here in the first. Back to Williams. Williams trying to find a lane. Gets it back to Harrington. Harrington spinning, tried to get it back to Williams, but Lee picks it off. Pulls up for the J, no good. Williams almost had a hand on it, but that one, looks like Olivia Richardson gets a hand on it last, so it'll be Roadrunner ball.
So it looks like we got multiple substitutions on both sides coming in.
And here's Maya Francisco. Looking to see what she has in front of her. Williams. All the way to Natoni. Natoni driving it there, puts it up, and that one's good. So 6-5, 1 minute, 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. And there's Sundel in the Lady Redskins. She's trying to drive it there, try to get it outside, but Bailey picks her pocket. There's going to be a foul. So 56.6 seconds left. That's going to be on Richardson. And that'll be their second foul of the evening as a team. Quickly getting it into Atakai. Final 53 seconds. Getting it into Man, who puts it up, and that one's no good, but they're calling a foul on Natoni there.
Yeah, it looks like they're calling a push on her.
And that was Holbrook's first foul of the evening. And here comes Sundel, getting it into Richardson. Pulls up, back to Sundel for three. And that one's in and out. And Natoni able to battle her way onto the rock and drawing the foul. That's going to be on Richardson again. So here comes Charleston and Lee back onto the floor for the Lady Redskins. Quickly into Atakai, final 27 seconds of the quarter. 6-5 here. Looks like the ref says she stepped out of bounds on the baseline, so it'll be Holbrook ball. Maya Francisco set to inbound it here. 20.2 seconds left. All the way to Natoni for the J, no good. Sundel picks it up, and I think that's going to be out on the Redskins. No, they're calling a foul. Looks like that's going to be on Bahi. Here's Wagner. Driving it there. And they're going to call that on Udall, so that was their fourth team foul. Holbrook almost in the bonus. 9.2 seconds left. Here's Atakai. Getting direction from Coach Perkins, telling her to get on her horse. We're running out of time. Puts it up there. No good. So 6-5, Lady Redskins in the lead as of right now. That is the end of the first. We'll be back for the second shortly. And here we go to start the second quarter. Is the Roadrunners are on the ball, giving it to Harrington. Harrington looking to see what she has. Out to Uranga Williams. Drives it there, puts it up, no good. Scooped up by the Lady Redskins. That is Wagner. Over to Lee. All the way over to Udall. Udall is trying to see what she has. Over to Wagner. There's Knight. Quickly to Udall. All the way outside to Sundel. And that three is no good. Harrington on the ball now. 7:23 left. Ooh, good spin move as she finds a lane and is unable to complete it. And they're saying that is Roadrunner ball. All the way into Thomas. Thomas looking to see what she has. Uranga Williams, nope, gets picked off. But the Roadrunner's able to get it back. There is man for three. A way to liven up this crowd. 7-6, 7 minutes left in the half. There's Lee. She's trying to drive it there, finds a lane, unable to hang on to it. Uranga Williams ends up with it.
Yeah, Lady Roadrunners doing a good job collapsing as St. John's is trying to drive.
And man with another deuce there, as my apologies, I thought that was a three. Her foot was on the line, so only good for two, the 2 scores ago. 9-6. And that one gets picked off by Uranga Williams. And it looks like that was Wagner, the intended receiver there. And here's Harrington trying to find a lane. Uranga Williams tried to find man, does, pulls up. And that one falls as man is on one right now, 11-6. And it's going to be a timeout. St. John's has Holbrook on a decent run right now. So 6:05 left in the half. We'll be back after the timeout.
Everything I heard, LSU was going to let him do it. Everybody was excited. Just like Oregon's offensive coordinator, who let him coach do double duty because he's
And here we go again. Here is Lee on the ball. Getting it to Udall. Udall back to Lee. Lee for the three, but that one gets oof, as the ref says there was some contact there. So it looks like that's going to be on Cadell T. Holbrook's second of the night. And Lee's first time at the line this evening. And this one will be 4-3. First one, no good. Second one, no good. As Bailey Williams and Atakai find their way back onto the floor. Third one finds its way in. So 11-7 now. And there's Harrington. 5:45 left in the half. Williams tried to find Harrington underneath the basket and unable to as that pass went wayward. So here is Lee and the Lady Redskins. All the way down to Udall for the J. No good. And Uranga Williams with the board, getting it back to Harrington. So 5:20 left in the half now, 11-7 still. Williams. As she does draw the foul. And that'll be St. John's fifth, as that one's gonna be on Wagner. So from this point on, Holbrook will go to the line.
Ooh, 5-second violation. The Roadrunners unable to get the ball in time.
And those ones are frustrating because you just gave away the position, or the possession, sorry. As Udall pulls up, That one is good. Let's see what the call is. Calling a travel.
Yeah, that's good. I was going to say, I don't think anybody actually touched her.
Right. So here is Harrington. Still up by 4. 4:55 left now. Harrington seeing what she has in front of her. Back to Williams. Over to Atakai. Back to Uranga Williams. Had a wide open look. Decides to pass it. Atakai for the 3. No good. And there is Wagner going to Udall, down low. Back out to Lee for the 3. No good. Wagner gets picked off by Uranga Williams. She was trying to find Udall under there. 4:10 left. Uranga Williams trying to drive it there, trying to find a lane. Puts it up. Doesn't fall.
Good move to the basket. Just couldn't get it to fall.
And for the J, and that one's good as Lee drains it. 11-9 now. There's Harrington, 3:43 left. Into Williams. Williams spins, puts it up. No good. Wagner with a board. All the way to Lee for the J. Drains it. And they're saying and 1 as there was some contact there at the end of the play. So this will be Lee's second time at the line tonight. Puts it up. No good. Scooped up by the Redskins. Puts it back up there. No good. Harrington with the board. All the way down to Sosi. In and out.
Man.
And there's been a plethora of plays for these Lady Roadrunners down underneath the basket that just haven't fallen yet. Wagner for the J. Drains it. 13-11.
These Lady Roadrunners are not getting the favorable bounce on the rim right now.
Yeah, and I agree. They just got to keep shooting, keep going at it, keep attacking the basket. I think it all come into place. There's Clarence to Sosi. Back over to Williams. Williams trying to find a lane, trying to find Natani, but that does not. Sorry, Natoni. It's like Sundal and Charleston checking in.
Well, St. John's on a 6-0 run right now.
2:45 left in the half. Sundal calling the play. Wagner pulls up for the J. This one no good. There's Sundal on the board. All the way over to Wagner again. Underneath the basket, no good. And Harrington with the board. And a quick whistle, jump ball. Or no, they're calling it a foul there. On, said number 2, Richardson. So 2:17 left. Holbrook down by 2. Harrington pulled up, gets it to Williams. Williams spins, puts it there, in and out once again. And they're calling it St. John's ball as it looked like it went off the foot of Bailey Williams. So the Roadrunners in the press. 2 minutes, 3 seconds left, down by 2. Sundal gets it down, all the way down. Finding Charleston, no good. Into the hands of Sundal. Back to Andrews for 3, no good. And St. John's ball, 1:47 left. Now to Wagner. Into Charleston, back to Wagner for the J. With the defense breathing down her neck, and it doesn't seem to matter. 15-11, Harrington on the ball. 1:34 left in the half. Harrington finding a lane. Oh, and she's just unable to hang on that dribble. And that one goes out of bounds, so 1:27 left, and it remains St. John's ball. Holbrook just, I mean, not having a bad night, just unable to get those to fall.
Absolutely. They've had a handful of shots right around the rim that could have easily went in. Just got a little bad bounce, a little bad roll off of the rim.
And Sundal, another jumper, no good. And that looks like it's going to be on Libby Overson.
So 1-0, just over a minute to go in the half.
Trying to find Harrington, going back to Atakai. Wide open look at the bucket. No good. Final 50 seconds here. There's Andrews looking to see who she has. And that one is almost picked off. Udall able to hang on, getting the jumper.
We got a offensive foul.
Let's see who that's on. And that one's on Overson again.
Yeah, a little too much pushing going down underneath the rim.
42.7 seconds left in the half. Holbrook down by 4. And here comes Harrington. All the way to Sosi. Over to Atakai for 3. And that's what they needed right there. So 15, 14, 30 seconds left in the half. Sundal slowing it down. Goes all the way down to Andrews. Tried to find Overson. Bailey Williams picks it off. Here she goes, coast to coast, folks. Pulls up. Goes up, and that deuce is good.
Good move.
16-15, beautiful spin move. As there's some contact, I think Harrington got some contact on Sundal there trying to steal the ball. 8.7 seconds left. Holbrook up 16-15. Let's see what St. John's is going to do here in the final 5 seconds here. Gets it to Sundal, puts it up in the final seconds, and that's no good.
Oh.
So 16-15 at half, folks. Strap in, we're in for a doozy. We'll be back after halftime.
And that's the half. Again, if you would, we have concessions behind us. All those proceeds go to student activities. We have Booster Club, selling Roadrunner merchandise in the auditorium lobby. They have the 50-50 raffle, which will be drawn the third, fourth quarter, the boys game, so make sure you hit them up. And thank you again for your support. It is much appreciated. Thank you.
Kind of like a Kenny Dillingham situation.
the second half. As both teams putting on a great defensive contest, and St. John's being able to find the basket a little bit more on those drives in the first half. Holbrook just being able to counterattack at the perfect timing, as there is Atakai for a J, 18-15. So we'll see how this unfolds for the second half. Here's Wagner, over to Sundel, met by Williams. All the way down to Udall, puts it up, no good. Gets her own board, but loses it. I'm gonna say there was some contact there. And that's gonna be on Harrington. So it'll be St. John's ball, and that's Harrington's second of the evening.
So not necessarily in trouble yet.
Got plenty of time left. Uranga Williams meets Sundahl down under the basket, as that's gonna be a jump ball.
It looks like it's going to be Roadrunner ball.
And here's Harrington, 7:20 left in the third, up by 3. To Atakai. Back to Harrington. Trying to find a lane. Back to Atakai. Tried to drive it there. Harrington for 3. No good. Scooped up by Udall. And here comes St. John. 6:52 left in the third. That one gets tipped, but Wagner able to obtain it. Met by Harrington and Williams, getting it out to Udall. Udall for the J, and no good, as that one goes out of bounds for Harrington, as the student section. Once again, folks, one of my favorite parts of coming here and announcing these games is that student section.
Yeah, and if you guys can see it on your screen, student section is dressed up like construction workers tonight.
I wonder what the theme is. There's Uranga Williams for 3. No good. And Atakai tried to get there. Uranga Williams is able to steal it after Wagner tried to throw it in, but Sundahl ends up with it nonetheless. 6:10 left in the third. There's Lee for the deuce. No good. Williams with the board. Maybe a jump ball. And she's able to get rid of it into Harrington's hands. Harrington trying to get around Udall, getting it all the way down to Francisco. As I think Wagner got a hand on that. Being able to stop that shot, and there's Udall for the J. No good. Scooped up by Knight. And they're going to say she was in the middle of her shot during the contact, as that's going to be on Atakai. So Knight going to the line. Her first time this evening. First one, no good. Second one falls. So 18-16, here comes Harrington and company. 5:39 left in the third. Harrington looking to see what she has in front of her. Wagner on the guard, gets a hand on the ball, but it is going to remain Holbrook ball. Good defense on Wagner.
The Lady Roadrunners, so far this game, not having great luck from beyond the arc. They're 1 for 7.
Ouch. Yeah, they got to correct that. But, you know, they got some great shooters. Once again, you keep shooting, keep trying to find that rhythm. Atakai from 3, no good. Scooped up by Lee. No, I'm sorry, Andrews. There's Wagner trying to find a lane, trying to drive it there, pulls it back.
And looks like calling a carry.
So Holbrook ball. 5:09 left, and the Lady Redskins only going to the line 3 times tonight, but 2 for 6 up to this point. left in the third. We'll be back after the timeout. And here we go again as Atakai sets to dish it into Harrington. 4:55 left now. And these Lady Roadrunners just got to find their rhythm. As we said earlier, not playing a bad game, just has to find a way to keep these shots going, but making them fall as they miss yet another one. And that's going to be a foul on Udall, calling it a push. So 4:38 here. Lady Birds still up by 2. And Harrington set to dish it in. All the way to Atakai. Back to Harrington. Oh, try to find Uranga Williams. No, she does get it, puts it up. Oh. And that's good. Way to fight for those 2 points right there. 2016. 4:18 left. Here's Wagner. All the way over to Knight for 3, no good. Atakai scoops that up. Bailey Williams for 3, no good. Uranga Williams ends up with it, but they called it a jump ball, and that's gonna go St. John's way as Williams and Udall gets tangled up. And here comes number 5. Sorry, folks at home, I do not have her name on the roster here. And here comes Wagner. 3:52 left, down by 4. And gets her pocket picked by Harrington, dishes it over to Atakai. Atakai down to Williams under the basket. And that's a good 2 right there. And that's what you like to see more of. So 22-16, 3:37 left. And it looks like St. John's gonna call a timeout.
Harrington with the quick hands able to pick that ball as St. John's was looking up.
Beautiful steal and a great counterattack. So we'll be back after the timeout. And here we go again as Holbrook going on a little bit of a run there before the timeout. Here comes St. John's. There's Richardson trying to find anybody. Finds Wagner. Wagner pulls up. Beautiful pass. As they're unable to finish though. Bailey Williams on the rock. Here comes Harrington. Over to Williams for 3. Oh, no. As once again, just in and out. And there's Atakai for 3. Doesn't go. As Matoni finishes it for a hard-fought deuce, 24-16, 2:54. And that's just kind of been the theme of the night for these Lady Birds. It's just not falling, Chris.
No, Williams' 3 couldn't have went any farther in the basket without going down.
Right. And Harrington tried to underhand it in there. Doesn't go. Here's Richardson. Over to number 5. And that gets picked off by Atakai in the paint. 2:28 left. Here comes Bailey Williams. Back out to Atakai, bringing it across half court. Down into Tony.
Good
Deuce. And this is the Ladybirds that we all know and love. Quick passing, able to find the opening and able to get those 2 points. Here's St. John's 26-16, down by 10. Wagner. And that student section has come to life. Calling a push on Harrington. And Harrington visibly frustrated, as I believe that's her third of the evening. As she comes off. And Cascoli comes on. Andrews set to dish it in for St. John's, looking to see what she has. Gets it into Sundal. Sundal tries to find a lane. Outside to Richardson. Richardson scoops it up, pulls back, gives it back to Lee. Lee all the way over to Andrews. I don't know if that's a 3. Bailey Williams with the board. Getting it to Atakai, bringing it across half court, looking to see what she has. Pulls up, Uranga Williams, back to Atakai. Atakai drives it there. Over to Tony. Great vision as she was able to pull both defenders towards her, finding an open Natoni for 2. So 28-16, quickly up by 12.
Yeah, Natoni's been automatic down around that rim.
And there's Overson for 3, no good. Scooped up by Richardson. Richardson tried to find somebody, but getting called on the travel, as that was great defense for these Ladybirds. And St. John's has been doing really good all night about points down in the paint underneath the basket, so they need to get back to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've been a little sloppy with the ball this half.
Yeah, it's almost like they're playing to Holbrook's tempo.
Yeah.
They need to slow it down, get back to their game. Down by 12, 1 minute, 10 seconds left here in the third. Here comes Atakai. Over to Francisco, drives it there, puts it up, and that one falls. And now it feels like they're all falling for Holbrook.
That's right.
So 30-16 now, 56 seconds left here in the third. Here is Lee. Trying to find anybody as she finds Andrews. Andrews all the way over to Richardson, but that one finds its way onto the bench. So it'll be Holbrook ball. 44.4 seconds left.
Lady Roadrunners really stepped up their defense this half, or this quarter.
Absolutely, playing that smother defense, being able to stay on top of the ball.
Forcing Lady Redskins to make a lot of mistakes.
So here's Atakai bringing it across half court, 38 seconds left. Trying to direct traffic. Met by Richardson. Tried to find Francisco, ends up losing it, but able to hang on. Francisco trying to find a lane. And they're calling her on the travel. And that student section is letting them know how they feel about that call. There's Sundal all the way to Udall. Udall all the way to Knight in the corner for 3. And that one's good and 1. So Knight going to the line her second time tonight, as that foul's going to be on Ava Mann, her second of the evening. So 30-19, chance to complete the 4-point play. No good.
Good save. Oh.
And that one's going St. John's way.
Yeah, St. John's picking up the defense a little bit.
And they're only down by 11. The comeback has to start here, though. As there's Richardson finding a lane, pulls up for the J. And that one falls. So down by 9. And that one's picked up by Wagner and Richardson and another 2 points. Wow.
A quick timeout by Coach Perkins.
It's going to be the end of the third quarter anyways. So 30-23 and a fantastic couple of series for Richardson and the Lady Redskins. So we'll be back shortly for the fourth. So here we go to start the fourth. It'll be Ladybirds ball as once again St. John's ending the third quarter strong. A couple of defensive plays, being able to capitalize it with some points. Went from being down by 14 to now down by 7. And here's Bailey Williams. Over to Francisco. Spin move. Oh, but they're going to get her on the travel. As if she would have been able to complete that, that might have ended up on the ESPN highlight reel.
That's right.
So there's Sundel. All the way to Richardson. Pulls up, dishes it outside as I don't think Udall anticipated that as she was not ready for that pass. So Holbrook ball. And some discussion. But it is Holbrook ball. So Williams to Harrington. Harrington bringing it across half court. 7:33 left in the game. Harrington's team up by 7. Over to Williams. Down to Harrington underneath the basket for 2.
Good move by Harrington. Good cut.
Great vision by Williams. Back up by 9, 32-23, 7:12 left in the game. And that one gets picked off. They're saying there was some contact there, as I believe that's going to be on Uranga Williams. Richardson set to dish it in, getting it to Sundel. Sundel met by Harrington, back to Richardson, trying to find a lane. Over to Lee for 3. And that one's no good. Richardson with the board. And Richardson, have a night.
Yeah,
Richardson's
Richardson's
everywhere.
on fire right now.
So 32-25, 6:52 left. All the way down to Thomas, wide open, but that one's no good. Sundel with the board.
Thomas, I don't think she was expecting to be that open.
Yeah, she turned and there was nothing there but the basket. Sundel trying to find a lane. Out to Knight. Knight trying to, and she gets called for the travel. She was trying to get it out of that corner there. And here comes Wagner. And off goes Sundel. Here's Williams. Turns and runs with it. Getting it to Harrington. Almost picked off by Richardson again. Harrington trying to drive it there. As she's going to go to the line for 2. As that foul is going to be on Knight.
Harrington going to the floor, threw up a prayer and almost made it.
Yeah. And this will be Harrington's first time at the line tonight. And that one's good. And this is only Holbrook's second free throw attempt, as Uranga Williams went earlier on in the night, and here is Harrington. And that one's good as well. So 34-25. All the way over to Richardson. All the way down to Udall. Udall almost getting her pocket picked. And she's able to work it somehow, where Bahi knocks it out of bounds. So looks like timeout St. John's. 6:09 left in the game. 34-25. Ladybirds in the driver's seat. Back after this. right, so we are set here again. Wagner dishing it into Lee. Lee turning around to see what she has in front of her. Down by 9, 6 minutes left in the game. There's Richardson driving it there, pulling back. Back out to Udall for 3. That one's off. Richardson able to inbound it to her team, keeping possession. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. I don't think Lee sees it though. And Lee had no idea where the shot clock was at as she was still looking for a pass. So it'll be Holbrook ball, and that's got to be frustrating at this juncture of the game. Getting it into Williams, back to Harrington, back to Williams. Williams almost getting her pocket picked by Richardson. Back to Harrington, beautiful pass, doesn't fall. Uranga Williams, as I believe she's going to get the call, so she will go to the line her second time tonight, as that one's going to be on Andrews.
Yeah, you see Harrington sprinting the floor, able to get that pass. So Harrington, first team all-conference selection as a freshman last year, so.
Ooh, first one's no good. Second one no good as well. So the Redskins catching a break there. Here's Lee. Running out of time, 5:20 left now. Trying to find a lane, puts it up for the J. Drains it, 34-27. Into Francisco. Francisco over to Harrington across half court. Harrington finding a lane, driving it there, getting it to Uranga Williams. Beautiful pass. Good for the deuce, 36-27. 4:55 left in the game. There's Lee trying to find a lane. Wagner almost getting it stolen and does so. As I think that's going to go Redskin ball. Yes, it is. I think that went off on Francisco as she fell.
Yeah, those bleachers are close to that out of bounds line.
Watch your feet down there. So here's Knight, gets set to dish it in. Here's Sundel. 4:30 left. Still trailing by 9. And another shot clock violation as another possession given away from not being able to look up and see where they're at.
Yeah, they just didn't realize that the ball never actually changed possession, so the
and
shot
Richardson
clock
with the steal. Over to Lee for the J. Drains it, so maybe it wasn't as big as we thought.
Yeah,
It looks like it's going to be a timeout for Holbrook. So we'll be back after the timeout. 4:11 left. 36-29, Birds. So here we go again as Francisco set to dish it in. St. John's in the press. Finding Harrington. Harrington met by Richardson, and she's able to get around her. And Harrington loses her footing. Richardson scoops it up. I think Uranga Williams is going to get the foul on that one as there was some contact. And yes, it is. And that's Uranga Williams' second of the evening.
Richardson doing it on both ends of the floor right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Richardson is having a night, especially in the second half here. So let's see what they can do. Here's Lee. Knight. Getting called with the travel as it looks like she lost her footing. That student section coming to life and letting them have it. So Holbrook ball, 3:54 left. Here's Atakai. Met by Richardson, back to Harrington, met by Wagner. Bringing it across half court, slowing it down. 3:42 left now. Over to Williams. Into Harrington, but she's unable to hang on. Does regain possession there. Back to Atakai, met by Richardson. Atakai trying to drive it there. Back
7
to
seconds on the shot clock.
Gets it up. Knight with the board. Sundal driving it all the way there. Unable to finish, though.
The Roadrunners looking a little lackadaisical on defense there.
Right, and then another sloppy possession, but Lee is unable to hang on, so it'll remain Holbrook ball. 28 seconds left on their shot clock. As Natoni comes in and Francisco comes off. Harrington into Williams, back to Harrington for three. No good. Natoni with the board, but that one's no good. So here comes Wagner. 2:55 left, all the way to Knight. Puts it up, no good. I'm gonna say some contact on there, so she's gonna go to the line for two. So far, Knight is 1 for 3 at the line tonight. No good.
And student section over there, looks like they've got some cone megaphones.
Using the construction cones to yell. But the second one falls, so down by 6. 2:52 left. There's Atakai trying to get around Richardson. And Richardson's with the steal. Getting it, oh, but that bounces off of Williams.
And Atakai's down.
Oh no. And that is not something you like to see. So we'll be back after the injury, folks. Let's hope Atakai is okay. So we are back. Let's hope that Shayla Atakai recovers quickly, as she is a big part of this team. But nonetheless, here we go. Night into Udall, but I think that's going to go off for Bailey Williams, so it'll remain St. John's ball. There's Lee. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Trying to drive it there. Out to Udall for three. And drains it. And that might bring them back to life. Oh, they're calling it two. They're calling it two. So still down by 4. Here comes Harrington. Trying to drive it there. Puts it up. And that one's good.
Harrington coast to coast.
38. Hold on here.
We've got another injury for the Lady Roadrunners.
Oh, no.
Looks like maybe an ankle.
And that's Natoni. So let's hope she's okay. As folks, yes, they did count that as a 3. So it is 38-33. Holbrook up by 5. 2 minutes, 7 seconds left. And looks like the Redskins with a timeout. So we'll be back after the timeout. We are back as Holbrook. 2 big injuries there. Let's see how they react as here comes St. John's down by 5. Richardson on the rock. Over to Wagner. Wagner tried to find Knight. It's a wayward pass. There's man over to Harrington. Harrington slowing it down as they are up by 5, finding Francisco all alone, but I think that's going to only be a deuce. And Richardson on the rock, bobbing and weaving through traffic there. Over to Lee for the deuce. Doesn't go. And some contact there between Richardson and Francisco, and they're calling that on Francisco. So St. John's ball. And here comes Sundal on for Wagner. Going all the way down to Udall. Back out to Lee. Over to Sundal. 1:24 left. Puts it up for the deuce. In and out. Williams on the board. So 1:18 left. And St. John's with some fouls to play with if they need to stop this game.
Yeah, Holbrook just trying to hold off the run that St. John's has been on.
Oh, and Francisco never saw it coming.
Yeah, I think Francisco was just trying to clear out of the way.
So a timeout. We'll be back after this. 1:03 left, 38-33, Ladybirds in the driver's seat. So here we go again as St. John's only down by 2 possessions here. And here comes Richardson and company. Final 60 seconds of the night. There's Udall trying to drive it there. Gets it into Richardson, who's unable to hang on. That's going to be a jump ball.
See which way that one's going. Staying there, so it's going to be Redskin ball.
Final 48.3 seconds. Richardson trying to find somebody. Oh no, as that bounces off of Udall's foot. Harrington met by Richardson, and there is the foul. As I stated before, the Redskins have a few fouls to play with, so.
Yeah, now the only problem is that they're going to have to foul another, 2 times before Holbrook goes into a bonus.
Yep. So let's see what Harrington does, and that's another foul. So they only got one more foul before Holbrook's in the bonus. Williams trying to find Harrington, does so. Met by Richardson. And then that is their last foul before they go to the line there. And
So
did Richardson just foul out?
looks like she did. That's a little bit of blow.
That's gonna hurt.
So Harrington before this game was 11 for 17 from the free throw line, shooting 65%.
This is her second time at the line tonight. And that one's good. And that one's good. So she is 100% from the line tonight as St. John's down by 7. Over tonight, drives it there, finding a lane, unable to hang on, but that's going to be off of Holbrook.
Oh.
And yes, it was off of Holbrook. As Randall getting the better view on it, being able to change the call, which is the right call.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh.
Wagner getting denied underneath the basket. As Williams back to Harrington, final 20 seconds of this game. And that's not the one you want going to the line in this situation. 19.9 seconds left.
Now, as I said, Harrington as a freshman, first team all-conference, so all-state for 3A.
And Harrington can put this one to bed, I believe, with these 2 shots. First one's good. And the second one falls, remains perfect from the line tonight. And I think that will do it. Final 15 seconds, down by 9. Here's Udall. 10 seconds left now. Over in the corner for 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ball game. So that'll be the final tonight, as that one was a doozy. Both teams fought really hard tonight. 42-33, Ladybirds. Once again, I'm Mark Saxton.
And I'm Chris Allison.
We'll be back shortly for the boys game.
set forth by the association to maintain and improve the highest standard of sportsmanship. We ask that, as a spectator, you consider the time and effort that these two teams have put into preparing for tonight's game. We ask that you cheer for your team in the spirit of good sportsmanship. As a reminder, AIA prohibits the use of flash photography during the game as it can cause a distraction to the players. Please refrain from using your flash while taking pictures. Tonight's game is being broadcast live through the Holbrook High School Facebook page via YouTube. All right, now for the starting lineups. For the St. John's, coached by Coach Heath, number 0, Alan Tryon. Number 1, T. Platt. Number 13, John French. Number 22, Juan Calderon. And number 35, Max Udall. And now, for your Holbrook Runners, coached by Coach Daniel Johnson. Number 3, Amari Jackson. Number 5, Braden Tynan. Number 11, Mary Rico. Number 23, Travis Baya. And number 13, Brady Rosetta. Again, if you would, please stop by concessions for all your food and beverage needs. The concessions are located on the west side of the gym. Again, all proceeds go back to the
And welcome back to Tony Minogue's Jim Budenholzer Court. Once again, I'm Mark Saxton,
And I'm Chris Allison.
and we are in for a doozy between the Redskins and the Roadrunners. We are moments away from tip-off, as this is the Redskins' first game. And since their football team made it to the championship, they've only been able to practice for a couple of days as a whole team.
Yeah, because they played Thanksgiving weekend, I believe, was their championship game.
So this should be fun tonight as Holbrook wins the tip and Vicente on the ball. Back to Talaman. Talaman seeing what he has, getting it over to Nelson. Over to Talaman, trying to direct traffic. Back to Vicente. There's Nelson. Over to Rico. Rico trying to find a lane, driving it there, pulling back. And they're going to say that is going to be a foul on number 0. That is going to be Alan Tryon. So Tryon with his first foul of the evening, getting it all the way back to Talaman. Talaman trying to drive it there. Back out to Vicente, over to Rico. For the J, no good. And Udall on the board, so Udall seeing what he has in front of him.
Yeah, Holbrook, first time in 4 years with star player Tyler Tapaha, so this offense is going to look a little different.
Absolutely. Over there for the deuce. No good, as Baya with the board, and here's Vicente. Over to Nelson. Back out to Talaman. Rico able to maintain. Back out to Talaman. 6:38 left here in the first quarter. Here's Vicente over to Baya. Baya is able. Calling a travel. And the student section letting the ref have it.
Yeah, Baya last year was an honorable mention all region. Student section not liking that travel call.
Here's Tryon. Over to French. Over to Udall. Calderon.
And he stepped out of bounds. Nope. Blocking foul.
That's going to be on Rico. So Platt set to dish it in here. Over to Tryon, up for the deuce, and that one is good for our first basket of the evening. 6 minutes, 5 seconds left. Here comes Rico and the Birds. Over to Talaman, underneath the bucket for Baya. Baya getting the deuce and one. Because that foul is going to be on Calderon. So Baya's first time at the line tonight. I'm sorry, did that basket not fall?
It didn't look like it did.
So he's at the line for two. My apologies. First one goes to tie the game. And that one is good. So tied at 2 here. Here comes Platt all the way down for Tryon, but he couldn't hang on. So it'll be Roadrunner ball.
Referee's adjusting the cheerleaders down under the basket a little bit. Don't want them to get run into if somebody's driving through the lane.
Here's Talaman. Trying to drive it there. Back out to Nelson. Trying to find a lane. Drawing the foul. That one's going to be on Udall. Baya back out to Talaman. Over to Nelson for 3. No good. And Calderon on the board. Giving it to Platt. Platt seeing what he has in front of him. All the way back out to Udall. Gets his pocket pick by Rico. Getting it to Baya underneath the bucket, in for 2.
Good vision by Rico, able to sneak that ball into Baya.
Here comes St. John's.
He's got to carry.
And here is that student section. So Manny Rico on the rock. 5 minutes, 5 seconds left in the first. 4-2. Holbrook in the lead. Baya faking the pass, getting it outside of Talaman. Talaman pulls up for the 3. No good. And here comes Platt and the Redskins. Over to Tryon. Over to French. Getting it back to Platt. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Tryon. Trying to drive it there. Finds a lane, goes up with it. And Nelson getting the call. Hanging in tough down there underneath the bucket. As Tryon comes off and Colton Platt comes on. And here comes Talaman, 4:25 now left in the first quarter. Trying to find a lane, going all the way outside to Vicente in the corner for 3. No good. There's Udall coming across half court, slowing it up. Finding Platt. Over to Udall for 3. Drains it. So 5-4 here. 4 minutes, 5 seconds left. And here's Rico over to Talaman. All the way underneath the Baya. Baya, oh, in and out. Can't complete it, 5-4 still. Here comes Udall back outside. Holbrook looking for the foul, not gonna get it. Baya on the board. And here comes Rico and company, 3:43 left now. Rico trying to drive it there. Vicente out, pulls up. Rico for, thought about it. Baya, Vicente, 3:30 left now in the first. There's Talaman. Talaman trying to drive it there, puts it up. No good as that falls into Baya's hands. Baya trying to go back up with it. Gets it back outside to Nelson. Over to Rico. Here's Talaman. Talaman trying to find a lane, getting the call. As that's going to be on Platt, and they're going to say that's good for 2 shots.
So Holbrook was running into a shot clock violation there and got bailed out by the
Caught a break.
foul.
Yeah, caught a break with the foul. So Talaman going to the line tonight, his first time. First one's no good. And the second one in and out. Baya on the board, though, getting it back out to Talaman. Here's Nelson. For 3, no good. Vicente on the board, though. Finding a lane, trying to drive it there, puts it up, and that's good for the deuce. 6-5, 2:50 left in the first quarter. Getting it into Platt. Over to Udall. Trying to get in there, puts it up for the deuce. Draws the foul as there was some contact. That's Ray-Ban. So it'll be Ray-Ban's first time at the line tonight. And the first one falls.
Yeah, student section trying to get in there, get in the Ray-Ban's head.
Still one of my favorite parts about this gym is that student section. They love their basketball here. So the second one is in and out. Vicente able to hang on, getting it back into Nelson. So 6-6. Here's Talaman trying to drive it there. Going all the way outside to Rico for 3. No good. Here's Vicente. Nelson driving it there, putting it up. Good for 2. 8-6, 2:10 left in the first quarter. There's French.
Ooh, travel.
Yep. He wasn't going to get that call. And here's that student section. So 1:58 left. Here's Talaman. Looking to see what he has in front of him. Vicente. Nelson. All the way to Rico, back to Nelson. Nelson trying to drive it there. No good. That's scooped up by French and St. John's. Platt gets his pocket picked by Rico, as he had no idea Rico was lurking in the shadows. Looks like Rico's going to the line for 2. Heads up play by Manny Rico. Good steal.
Yeah, St. John's already in, or Holbrook, I guess, already in the foul bonus.
First one, no good. And St. John's always traveling well. Trying to compete with that student section over there.
That's right.
I love it. I love that competition. I love when the fans get into it. This should be a great game. I can't wait. And the second one does hit. So 9-6. And unable to hang on. So it'll be Holbrook ball.
So Holbrook coming out with a full court press, able to cause a turnover on the inbounds pass.
That'll remain Holbrook ball. Rico set to dish it in, 1:22 left. Going it into Nelson. Talaman. Over to Rico. Back to Baya, over to Vicente. Vicente trying to drive it there. Over to Nelson. Baya, 10 left on the shot clock. Talaman for three. Drains it. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 12-6 Holbrook. As a violation, as he didn't inbound it cleanly, so it'll remain Holbrook ball. Timeout Redskins. 12-6 Birds in the driver's seat. Back after the timeout.
Let's give it up for the student section tonight.
So here we go again. Rico set to dish it into Vicente for three. Nails it. 15-6, up by 9, Birds. So here comes Platt and the Redskins. Cross half court. Pulls up for three. No good, as he cannot answer back on that play. Nelson. Over to Vicente. Thought about it. Pulls up. Nelson. Back over to Vicente. He's able to hang on, but unable to get a clean pass off, so it'll be St. John's ball. Udall set to dish it in. There's Platt. 23 seconds left in the quarter. Udall. Over to Rabin. There's Platt. Trying to drive it there. Talaman tried to steal it, but he gets called on the foul.
So just like the Lady Roadrunners, the boys team playing aggressive defense to start.
I love to see it. 9.7 seconds left here in the first quarter. All the way down to Udall. For three, no good. Vicente on the rock. 3 seconds left. See if they put it up in time. Nelson from way back. No good. So Holbrook in the driver's seat. 15-6. Back for the second quarter after this. And some good jams with the YMCA. Here we go to start the second. And there's Tryon driving it there, finding a lane, going back out to Platt. Platt unable to hang on, diving into the stands. So it'll be Roadrunner ball. And there is Vicente. There's Coach Johnson directing traffic down there. Rico for 3, no good, and that's scooped up by French. Getting it out to Platt. Over to French, trying to drive it there. Goes up for the deuce, drains it, 15-8.
Good little spin move to get close to the basket.
Absolutely, and with his height and range, he was able to know exactly where he was at finding his way to the basket. Rico no good, scooped up by French. Over to Tryon, over across half court, getting it all the way down. As I think that's going to be on Talaman. As the ball found its way to Ray-Ban. St. John's fans letting the student section know that they are here tonight. And Keith Thompson checking in as Talaman comes off after his second foul of the evening. So it's going to be another foul.
It's going to be on Vaya.
As the fans are going back and forth.
Yeah, we've got the high school student section against the elementary student section over here.
I love it. I absolutely love it, folks. You have to get down here and check out this student section. It is fun. 6:57 left. Here comes Rico. Vicente. Back to Rico. There's Thompson. Gets his pocket picked by Ray-Ban. He's coming in coast to coast, and that's no good, but they're saying there's contact on that. I'm going to say that's on Thompson.
Yep.
So Ray-Ban will go to the line, his second time this evening. First one goes. Second one, no good. Scooped up by Baya. So here comes Rico. 6:34 left, 15-9 Holbrook. Here's Vicente. All the way over to Rico. Puts it up for 3, no good. And there's French on the ball. Here comes Tryon. All the way over to Platt. Platt pulls up for the J, no good. So back into Rico's hands, driving it across half court. 6 minutes left. Here's Vicente. Back out to Rico. Rico trying to call for help. Baya answers the call. Back out to Baya. Vicente. Vicente trying to drive a lane. Good spin move there. Back out to Baya.
6 seconds left on the shot clock.
3, 2.
Yeah, it looks like we got an offensive foul.
And that's going to be on Thompson. Quickly his second of the evening. And the fans having some fun back and forth as we continue. So 15-9, 5:28 left. Here comes Tryon, and the Redskins pulls up for the 3. That one doesn't go. Scooped up by Baya, out to Thompson. Thompson over to Rico, and a wayward pass. And Coach Johnson's not going to like that. As Guerrero comes in. Udall into Tryon. Over to Platt. And that one's going to be a foul on Platt.
It looks like we got Colton Platt subbing in.
And here is Rico, 5:04 left in the half. Nelson. Tried to find Baya. Ray-Ban almost steals it back out to Nelson. All the way around to Rico. Rico for the three. In his face. 18-9.
Rico said, what, you're not going to guard me? So I'll just shoot it.
Absolutely. Here comes Udall with the J, no good. Baya on the board. Holbrook up by 9. Talaman all the way down to Guerrero, back to Talaman. Over to Guerrero. Rico underneath to Baya, but he does draw the foul. So he's going to the line for 2. And the first one took a little while, but it found its way in there. As Nunez subs in for St. John's. Second one up. Oh, in and out. Ouch. And that ball is all over the floor.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to stay Holbrook ball.
See who that's on. I'm going to call that on Platt. Colton Platt. So 19-9, still 4:15 left. Getting it to Baya, over to Nelson. Over to Rico in the corner for 3. Oh, in and out. Guerrero back over to Talaman for the deuce. Drains it. 21-9. Birds. 3:58 left in the half. There's Tryon over to Colton Platt. Driving it across half court. Tried to do it himself. They're going to say that's out on the Roadrunners.
Yeah, Platt lost control as he was driving.
Udall into Platt, all the way over to Tryon.
It looks like a... Did somebody just get teed up? I believe we have a technical. Technical on number 2, Colton Platt. That's his first technical of the game.
So he must have said something the referee didn't like.
Yeah, my guess is it was a word that uses 4 letters.
Yeah, for me, that's called work. First one goes. 22-9 is Holbrook starting to run away with it. Second one goes. All right, so 23-9, 3:45 left after that technical. And it will be Talaman set to dish it in. Coach Johnson directing traffic down there. Here's Talaman. Over to Nelson. Wide open look at the basket. 3 is no good. Talaman keeps it in. they're saying there's some blood on Baya's shirt. He has to get that cleaned off.
But we'll have Tyler Woody checking in for Baya, looks like.
Maybe not. Maybe they're going to give him the chance to clean it since it's not a lot, and they are. So he's coming back out onto the floor. Maybe not.
Looks like he may have to go change his shorts.
So a wardrobe malfunction.
Yes. They don't like blood.
So 3:30 left. Tryon over to Udall. Udall looking to see what he has in front of him. Calderon. Almost gets stolen.
Ooh.
Tryon able to hang on.
Ref's letting them play a little bit.
See who they're going to call that on. Calling that on Nelson.
That's going to put St. John's in the bonus.
And Tryon's first time at the line tonight. First one goes. Baya with a new set of shorts, able to come back on. Second one, no good. And Tryon unable to hang on. So Holbrook ball, 23-10, 3 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the half. There's Rico, back to Talaman. Trying to get around Udall, does so, out to Rico. All the way over to Nelson, but that's picked off by Tryon. Back across half court, here's Udall. Over to Platt. Calderon. You say contact there on Talaman. So Calderon's first time at the line tonight.
Talaman's got to be careful. That's 3 on him already.
Still a whole half to play yet. First one, no good.
It looks like we'll have Manny Guerrero checking in for Talaman.
Second one falls. And here's Vicente. Baya. Rico. Vicente. Back over to Rico. 2:30 left now. Up by 12. Nice. Baya driving it there all the way out to Vicente. All alone. And drains it.
Yeah, you can't leave Vicente alone like that. He is a three-point shooter.
Absolutely, as he proves it right there, 26-11. He was open like your local Waffle House. And that goes out on St. John's, so it'll be Holbrook ball. Once again, 26-11, 1:57 left in the half. Here comes Rico, and if St. John's isn't careful, these are the type of games Holbrook runs away with it as Vicente once again all alone behind the arc, but unable to finish that time. Nelson, and the ref says he is out of bounds, so it'll be St. John's ball. So here's Tryon and company. Cross half court. 1:40 left now. Calderon. There's Platt. Back out to Tryon. Driving it there. On an offensive foul on that. Rico. 1:20 left in the half. Still 26-11. Here's Guerrero. Try to get it to Baia. Does so for the deuce.
Yeah, beautiful pass by Guerrero.
Absolutely. There's Tryon putting it up. No good. Scooped up as Platt does throw it off of Vicente to maintain possession. Heads up play there. And here comes Woody. And Guerrero coming off. Ray-Ban coming off as well. There's French back out to Platt for three. Drains it. 28-14, 56 seconds left in the half. Oh no, gets his pocket picked by Udall. So 28-16 now. Over to Rico. 40 seconds left in the half. Here's Baia. Back to Rico. 35 seconds now. There's Nelson into Baia for the J. No good. Scooped up by Calderon. 27 seconds left in the half.
Shot clock's
There's
off.
Udall. Udall back to French. French puts it up there. No good. Rico with the board. 15 seconds. And Woody was not looking at all as that pass finds its way into the bleachers. So 12.5 seconds. Here comes Tryon. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Back out to Udall for three. Drains it. 20-19. Holbrook is not going to get a shot off. So 28-19 at half. Folks, strap in. We're in for a doozy. Back for the second half after this.
Again, if you would please go to concessions and support concession stands. We've got Booster Club selling 50/50 raffle tickets right outside of the auditorium lobby along with Roadrunner merch. Now we have a special performance from our Holbrook Spirit Line and Dance Squad. All right, ladies, take the floor. Let's give it up for the Spirit Line. All right. Way to go, gals. We got our 50/50 guy selling tickets. He's making his rounds. Next on deck, I believe we have Fusion. Fusion, are you performing? Fusion? I guess not. All right. Again, make sure you hit up concession stands. The Booster Club is out in the back, or out in the lobby here in the auditorium. Go hit them up. All right, it looks like Fusion is going to rock a little bit. All right, take it away, Fusion. All right, Fusion. All right, Dr. K, you're gonna lead us in this next song. Again, if you can go out, hit up the 50-50 raffles. Concessions are behind us, and Booster Club is got some Rotor merch. And again, after the game, if you can help our janitorial staff pick up your trash or pick up your trash, helping them, so we would appreciate it. Thank you.
And a quick start as St. John's was late coming out of the locker room. So a quick 2 points for the Roadrunners. As what a start that was.
Okay. Looks like the coach is trying to communicate. With the ref.
Trying to figure out what's going on, so we'll wait for the official decision.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
Yeah, me either. That's a new one for me. And some more discussion going on.
So, looks like they reset the clock to a full 8 minutes, and they took off the points.
And Coach Johnson is not happy about it. Some more discussion being had. And the student section letting them know that they're not happy. As the St. John's fans are clapping back. But yeah, that was interesting to see St. John's coming back from the locker room late. Unknown as to why, but the points don't stand. And here we go to start the second half.
All
Rico
right.
on the ball. Nelson. Over to Rico. Rico trying to find a lane, getting it to Vicente. All the way down to Nelson. Beautiful no-look pass. So 30-19 once again. Here's Calderon. Back to Udall. Over to Tryon. Finds a lane, puts it up. No good. Falls into the hand of Vicente. Over to Rico. Guerrero. Nelson. Rico trying to see. Nope, going for the three. Doesn't go. Scooped up by French. Here comes Platt. Over to Udall. 7:04 left. Calderon for the J. I don't know about that one.
It looks like Nelson may have got a little bit of the hand, although I think Platt kind of left it hanging there.
Calderon, yeah, Calderon.
Calderon.
Yeah. So Calderon going to the line for two. The first one, good. Second one.
Lane violation on the shooter.
So that one called back. Student section letting them know what they can and can't do on the court. Here's Rico trying to drive it there. All the way over to Vicente. Thought about it. Coming back out over to Nelson. And he gets his pocket pick, but they're calling a foul. And that's going to be on Calderon.
Yeah, student section should be renamed AIA referee and training section.
100% of accuracy so far. There's Nelson. Driving it there. Pulls up for the J. In and out. French on the board. Here comes Platt getting around Guerrero, finding a lane.
Got to carry.
So it'll be Roadrunner ball. 6:28 up by 10, 30-20. Here's Rico. 6:25 left now. Rico looking for a lane. Back out to Guerrero for three. That triple doesn't fall. But Bayo with the board, putting it back in there. 32-20, Coach Johnson calling a timeout. So we'll be back after the timeout. 6:14 left in the third quarter. Skin ball. Platt set to dish it in, 32-20. Getting it into Tryon, turns, goes up court. All the way outside of Udall for three. No good. Calderon on the board. Back out to Platt. And that one bounced off a leg.
You're gonna call it kickball.
That's gonna be St. John's ball. 5:59 left now. Finding Udall. All the way back out to Tryon. Almost gets his pocket picked. Tryon with a wide open look at the bucket. Doesn't make it fall. Udall does though. 32-22. Here's Rico. Trying to drive it there. Guerrero all the way out to Vicente for three. Doesn't go. French with the board. Back out to Platt. Gets around his man. Going across half court. Into the offensive area. Coast to coast.
Yeah.
Guerrero able to keep his feet still and planted. So drawing the foul. Holbrook ball. That's going to be on Platt.
Yeah, that's a Platt going, my bad. He was standing there for
a couple seconds there.
Yeah. Got to try to move your body around him.
So here's Rico slowing it down. 5:24 left in the third quarter. These St. John's fans trying to will their team back to life. Vicente wide open. No good. Nelson thought about it. Vicente thought about it. Back out to Rico. 5 minutes left now. Rico trying to find a lane. Back out to Vicente. Thought about it. Went back to Nelson. Nelson looking for somebody. Anybody. Getting help from Baya. Driving it around. Guerrero for three. No good. Chasing his own. Almost getting his own board. And French playing a little bit of a kickball down there. Did they tee him up for that?
No, I think they changed the call. I think it was Roadrunner's ball. Off of the foot, out of bounds. Oh, yeah, they did. That would have been
John French. with the tee for kicking it down the hallway. So Bio will drain this one. And that one. 34-22. Birds in the driver's seat. Remain possession here.
Yeah, I think that last time out taken by Coach Johnson was to tell the team to slow it down. Let's eat up some of this.
They play your game, have St. John's come to you in the lead. Why not? So here's Rico. And by Tryon. Back to Talaman. Pulls up, gets it to Baya. Baya rejected, but they're saying contact on that. So Baya will go back to the line. So far hitting 7 of his 8
Yeah,
free throws.
Baya slowly stacking up the points too.
And these fans having some fun.
That's right.
I love it. That one, no good. Drains that one. Shooting 80% tonight from the line. Baya. Cross half court into the offensive area. No good. Get it his own board, no good. Baya with the board and unable to hang on, so that's going to be Redskin ball. Here's Colton Platt ready to dish it in. Finding Ray-Ban. Trying to drive it there, puts it outside to Colton. Platt over to Udall. Ray-Ban gets his pocket pick, but French picks it up. Drawing the foul. That's going to be Talaman once again, as that's his 4th. He's got to hurry here. Oh, and finding Tryon for the deuce. So 35-24.
Good inbound pass.
Nelson. Drive it there. Back out to Baya. Over to Vicente. Vicente, good move there. Nelson almost wasn't expecting that, but able to hang on. For 3, Guerrero drains it. 38-24.
Manny Guerrero from deep downtown.
Here comes Tryon. Oh, and almost gets his pocket picked by Nelson, but Ray-Ban's able to scoop it up, drawing the foul. Let's see who that's on. We're going to say that's on Rico. So here's Tryon. All the way outside of Udall, 38-24, 2:48 left. Platt drives it there, goes, and it doesn't fall, but they're calling him for 2. That's going to be on Vicente. So Colton Platt will go to the line for his first time this evening. That one goes. as well. So down by 12. Here comes Rico. Led by Udall, going all the way down to Guerrero, all the way across to Nelson. Nelson trying to find Vicente, changes up, goes to Baya, outside to Guerrero for another three. No good. Ray-Ban on the board, met by Baya and Nelson, but gets it out to Tryon. Into the offensive area, over to Platt. Goes back outside to Tryon. Drives it there, puts it up, and that's rejected by Nelson, but French able to keep it in. Guerrero on the rock, over to Baya. Rico, 2:12 left now in this third quarter. There's Nelson, trying to drive it there. That one gets denied, but they're saying contact was made. Line 4-2. That'll be French's second foul of the evening. No good. So Calderon will come on while they get Ray-Ban cleaned up down there. So Nelson for the second. Does not fall. French with the board. Tryon. 4-3. No good. And they're going to say that is Roadrunner ball. Ray-Ban comes back on. Calderon coming off. So Holbrook still up by 12 in the driver's seat. 1:51 left here in this third quarter.
And we got a fumble.
Oh, no. Coach Johnson's trying to make the case that he wasn't attempting to pass, so it should be Holbrook ball is what he's saying.
He had control of it when the ref passed him the ball.
I don't think Coach Johnson's going to get the call, though. So Udall set to dish it in for the Redskins. Back out to Platt, drives it there, puts it up, gets the call though. So he'll go to the line.
And the Redskins will be shooting bonus for the next minute 48. Actually, both teams will be shooting bonuses.
And that one is good. Second one no good. Baya scoops it up. There's Vicente all the way across to Nelson. Nelson into Rico. 1:40 left now. Guerrero pulls up, gets it back to Nelson, all the way to Rico. Rico trying to call for help here. Getting it to Vicente. All the way into Baya, down to Nelson. Ray-Ban. A lot of contact there as Nelson weaves his way around and one. Nelson's second time at the line tonight. Holbrook up 40-27, 1:26 now left in the third quarter. Drains that one. Cross half court. Pulls up. Into French. Out to Udall. Udall spinning. Back to French. Underneath the bucket. Met by Rico. Back into Udall. Udall. Good for two.
Good pass by Calderon, able to find the man in the middle.
Yeah, Vicente driving it in now. And Guerrero almost lost it, able to hang on. As Coach Johnson calls a timeout. So 53.7 seconds left in the third quarter. 41-29 Birds. So here we go again. Vicente dishes it into Rico. Last 50 seconds of this quarter. Guerrero trying to find a way in. Back to Rico. 15 on the shot clock. Guerrero for the three. No good. Ray-Ban on the board. All the way down. Oh no, it gets picked by Rico into Baya. Baya for the deuce. 43-29 Birds. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Here comes Platt. Called him on a carry. So here comes Rico. Final 20 seconds of this quarter now. Vicente, back to Rico, over to Guerrero. Back to Rico, trying to drive it there. Vicente all alone, nails it. When are they gonna guard that man? 46-29 Birds. End of the third quarter here. We'll be back for the fourth shortly after this.
The winning pot is $7.50 in change. Make sure you pull that tickets out. Let's see here, the winning ticket right about here. It is 75, 66, 30. 66, 30.
So here we go to start the fourth as Udall dishes it into Platt. And you know what, Chris? I don't know what's been more fun, the competition between these two teams or the competition between the fans.
Yeah, we've got a big student section, and St. John's has a little student section, literally.
And they travel well. They've got, I think, the average age in their student section is junior high.
Yeah, maybe even younger.
Maybe even younger. But they're having fun. I'm having fun.
That's right.
As Calderon gets 2 and 1 here, so we'll see what he does.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get to go watch the brothers play sports.
Nelson, 46-31 here, down by 15, and that pass went wayward, finds its way into the bleachers. Coach Johnson does not like those kind of plays. As sloppy possession doesn't win ball games. So 7:40 left in the game, 46-31. There's Platt for 3, drains it. So 46-34 now, as St. John's trying to inch back. Rico coming across half court, finding Talman. Talman driving it there, all the way to Nelson. Almost got picked off. Nelson trying to find his way in, doesn't. Calderon shuts it down. Almost gets picked up by Rico, but Platt's able to hang on, getting it down to Udall. Udall driving it there.
Yeah, by Udall.
Great move. So quickly.
Still almost 7 minutes left. Holbrook's got to play to win, not lose.
Exactly, and this is where I think Coach Johnson specializes, where he knows exactly when to put his foot on the pedal and when to pull off. There's Nelson in the corner. There's Rico. Over to Talaman, to Vicente, back to Talaman with a wide open look for three. Drains it. 49-36. So there's Tryon. Over to Platt. Pulls up, gets it back out to Udall. Udall trying to find his way in. Pulls up for three in the corner. Calderon tried to get hands on it, ends up in Nelson's hands, gets it all the way out to Rico. Rico on a run. They've got numbers here. Vicente for, he thought about it, going back out to Rico. Talman. $20 on the shot clock, 6 minutes left in the game here. Holbrook in the driver's seat, up by 13. And really all night, the Roadrunners have just moved the ball really well. Here's Rico trying to drive it there. And that foul's gonna be on Ray-Ban, so it'll remain Holbrook ball. New shot clock time. And into Baya.
Foul.
A lot of contact on that one. That one's going to be on Tryon. Oh no, and that'll bounce off of Talaman's feet. Going out of bounds. So it'll be St. John's ball. 5:32 left in the game. There's Platt driving it across half court. Nice pass between the legs. Calderon unable to finish. There's Talaman. Over to Vicente. Over to Rico. The other thing they've done well is just chewing up a lot of this clock, especially at the end of the third quarter and this quarter thus far.
Yeah, they definitely have been able to move the ball around to get down to, right around 10 seconds or below on the shot clock every time.
So St. John's will call a timeout after regaining possession. So 4:58 left, 49-36 Birds. We'll be back after the timeout. So here we go again. Platt dishes it into Tryon, back to Platt. 4:55 left. Driving it there, goes back out to Ray-Ban, but the pass went wayward as I don't think they had very good communication there as Ray-Ban was going one way when the ball went the other. So Roadrunner ball. Vicente able to hang on, spins. Gets it to Nelson. He rephrase that, attempted to pass to Nelson, but bouncing off of one of the Redskin players. So it'll remain Roadrunner ball, 23 seconds on the shot clock. Ray-Ban able to disrupt the pass, remaining Roadrunner ball.
Tried to hit Baya on the streak.
Oh no, pass went wayward, going all the way to Platt.
Ooh.
A lot of contact there. As Nelson helps him up. That's gonna be on Nelson.
I guess if you're gonna foul, make it count.
Saving 2 baskets there, but like I said, I think that was unintentional.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Here comes Platt for his second time tonight. Drains the first one. Second one good as well. So 49-38. 4 minutes and 28 seconds left in the game, and St. John's trying to fight their way back in here. There's Vicente. Over to Talman, trying to drive it there, pulls up, spins. Underneath the bucket, doesn't go. Baya doesn't go. As they're gonna say Redskin ball.
And the student section did not like that.
They sure didn't. So there's Tryon driving it into the offensive area, going there. Back out. Ray-Ban thought about it. They're going to say there's a kick on Holbrook, so it'll be St. John's ball. Over to Udall. Udall trying to drive it there. Doesn't go. The second one does. So now a 9-point game, 49-40. As if Holbrook isn't careful, they are slowly letting St. John's back into this game. Talman gets rejected. Big defensive play. Timeout, Redskins. 3:29 left in the game, 49-40. Holbrook back after the timeout. So here we go once again. St. John's creeping back in this game, down by 9, as at one point they were down by 14. Tryon trying to drive it there. Looking for help. Gets it out to Platt. Platt into Calderon for the deuce. Doesn't go. Holbrook ball. There's Nelson. Back to Talman. Over to Rico. Rico trying to get around Udall. Does so outside to Talman for 3. Doesn't go. The St. John's fans clapping back. All the way down to Ray-Ban for the deuce. In and out. Vicenti's stuck in the corner there. Good timeout. Great timeout by Coach Johnson. Saw his player was in trouble. So 2:35, 49-40. Back after the timeout. So here we go again. Talaman set to dish it in for the Roadrunners. Into Nelson. Final 2 minutes and 30 seconds of this game. Holbrook up by 9. Rico met by Udall. Back out to Talaman. There's Rico. Spinning, getting it there. Getting it to Nelson. Nelson over to Baya. Back out to Rico. Over to Vicente. Back out to Talaman. He's got to shoot it. He does so. He gets it off, but they wave it off. They're saying no, he didn't. As they violated on the shot clock there. So St. John's ball. 2 minutes, 3 seconds left. Down by 9. And Holbrook has got to remain playing tight, as this is more than any opportunity. The opportunity for a St. John's comeback right here. Pulls up for 3, and he nails it. So 6-point lead. Here's Baya, back to Rico. 1:48 left. Out to Talaman, over to Vicente for 3. No, in and out, but Nelson scoops it up. Baya ends up with it. Nelson. Back out to Rico. 32 seconds on the shot clock. 1:30 left in the game. Nelson. Over to Vicente. Nelson. Over to Rico. 10 seconds left on the shot clock now. Puts it up there. Doesn't go. Udall with the rebound. 1 minute, 5 seconds left. Drives it there. The deuce is good. So only down by 4 now.
Yeah, St. John's has the foul because if Holbrook holds this and just lets a shot clock violation, they've only got 1 possession left.
There's Rico. Driving it there. No! Scooped up. Timeout, St. John's. 38 seconds, so 49-45 as Holbrook has let St. John's creep back into this game, only up by 4. 38 seconds left, back after the timeout. So here we go again. Strap in, folks. This one is going down to the wire. 35 seconds left. There's Tryon. Loses his footing.
We got a foul.
I think he's going to call it on Vicente. Yes, he does. And now this whole gymnasium is getting loud on both sides. Finding Udall. Udall getting his pocket picked by Nelson, but they're calling it a jump ball. That was a quick whistle. A very, very quick whistle.
Yeah, they're going to call a foul. I don't know about that.
Oof. Ouch. And Nelson has fouled out. So here comes Guerrero. 28.3 seconds left. Still a 4-point game. Getting it into Calderon for 2. Good. 2-point game. 25 seconds left. Getting it all the way down to Vicente. 20 seconds. Oh no! Gets his pocket picked. it up for three. No good. Calderon, 5 seconds. Putting up for the deuce. Drains it. 3 seconds left. And they have come back to tie it, folks. 49 all. And these St. John's fans are on their feet. This is an electrifying ending. As I believe there was a couple seconds left on the clock for Coach Johnson. We'll see if they correct the time. 49-49. What a game.
Well, it looks like they put 4.2 seconds back on the clock.
And that is a lot of time, so we'll see. But it's going to be a baseline inbound. So Holbrook with the opportunity to put the dagger into the heart of this game and end it.
That's right.
4.2 seconds, folks. This is why we play the game.
So right now you got Talaman and Vicente both sitting around 50% from beyond the arc.
And that might what it become down to is a long shot.
Yeah, you got to expect that St. John's is going to come in with a press. So both teams with one timeout left.
4.2 seconds. Here we go. Looking for anybody, going all the way down, and oh no, finding nobody. So the clock doesn't change.
And they're going to get the
ball in the offensive area. So Holbrook having to play really tight defense now as the ball being in St. John's hands to win it all right here. What a game.
So St. John's, as expected, came out a little bit rusty with most of their players only getting a couple days of practice in the first half. In the second half, they've really turned it on.
They've really been able to make up for a lot of sloppy ball possession. They've been able to hone it in, and they've been able to move the ball well, and defensively putting the Roadrunners on their heels. So Roadrunners now putting themselves in a bit of a hole by giving up the possession with the final seconds left on the board. So here we go, folks. This is going to be a wild 4.2 seconds to end the night.
We've got nobody guarding down there. All right, now they got it situated.
So here we go. Into Udall. Oh, out there for three, no good. Keeping it.
And we are going into overtime.
Wow, strap in. Free basketball.
That's right.
Overtime, here we go, 49-49, all knotted up. What a game, and this has been a game of defense at the very end where St. John's, like you said, has turned it up, been able to force turnovers, been able to force that counterattack. So it all comes down to this.
Yeah, 4-minute overtime. And the student sections are both getting into it now.
Yeah, they are. So here we go. I believe this is the first overtime game I've been able to announce.
Yeah, I believe so. Few last year that we thought were going to go into overtime, but.
So they got to swap sides here. 4 minutes on the clock. There's Platt almost losing it. Getting it into the other Platt. There's Tryon, led by Baya. Oh, for the deuce, no good. Platt unable to hang on, as I believe, yes, that is Holbrook ball. As Platt ended up in the bleachers. So Guerrero set to dish it in. And here comes Rico and these Roadrunners. 3:35 left in this overtime period. Rico driving it there, getting it back outside to Talaman. All the way over to Guerrero, back to Talaman. Rico trying to drive it there. Pulls up, back out to Talaman, over to Vicente. Vicente driving it there, back to Rico, 10 on the shot clock. Spinning there.
We got a foul.
Getting the foul. And that's gonna be on Platt, T. Platt. His 4th of the evening.
So both teams one foul to give before they're in the bonus. Or actually,
Baya.
next foul.
Next foul there in the bonus. Talaman. Rico. Driving it there, no, hits the bottom of the basket. Calderon with the board. Back to Platt. Platt across half court, 2:46 left in this overtime period. Driving it there. No good, Baya with the board. Talaman. 2:35 now. 49 all. And you can feel the tension in this room. Vicente. Try to get it to Baya, no good. Platt scoops it up. Platt trying to find anybody. Vicente beating him. Ooh, I think he got away with a double dribble there. Udall.
Oh, and that's foul.
So it looks like Udall's going to the line for 2. As this will be Udall's first time at the line tonight. 2:14 left in the game. As both teams have 2 timeouts in this overtime period, and everybody getting loud. First one goes. Except for the second one. No good. Into the hands of Talaman.
Ooh,
loses it.
Back
Back into the hands of Udall. French. Platt. Over to Udall. Trying to drive it there. Into the hands of Tryon. Udall for 3. Drains it. Oh no. 53-49. St. John's, and here comes Holbrook. There's Talaman. Wide open look. That's denied by Ray-Ban. Ray-Ban coast to coast. Guerrero picks his pocket. He says, not today, sir.
Guerrero saved an easy 2 points.
And kept them in range. So Coach Johnson elects to use one of his 2 timeouts. 53-49, 1:44 left. And what a crazy series of events as this topsy-turvy game goes. 53-49 in the favor of St. John's at the moment. And the Roadrunners just got to hunker down, go back to the game they know how to play. So after the timeout, Holbrook comes back out, down by 4. And And that defensive play by Guerrero keeping the Birds in a 2-possession range. Here we go. Platt set to dish it in. Tried to find French, but it goes all the way back to Ray-Ban, and Rico picks his pocket. But they're saying contact, and they're calling it on Guerrero, though. So Ray-Ban will go to the line. And so far, Ray-Ban shooting 2 for 4 at the line. His 3rd time at the line tonight. 1:40 left. First one, no good. And here's the second one. That one goes. There's Rico trying to drive it there. Goes outside to Vicente for 3. No good.
No foul as he gets
Vicente
knocked
looking for the
down.
foul. 54-49. Holbrook in the full court press. Finding Udall. 1:26 left. Tryon, good for 2. 56-49. Here's Vicente. All the way to Talaman. Talaman trying to drive it there. Does so. Where's the and one?
Yeah, it looks like Coach Delmar is going to take his last time out.
56-51, 1:13 left. As these Birds got to fight for their life now. Down by 5. And that was a tough no call. Vicente in the corner there, ending up on his back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to see when a tight game's been called so far.
Yeah, they've had some quick whistles. But like we always say, it's a tough job. They're always accepting applications. See a ref, thank a ref, tell them something nice. Lord knows I wouldn't want to do that job.
No.
All right, here we go, setting back up. Once again, 56-51. St. John's now in control of this game, which I believe is the first time I've said that all evening.
Yeah, I believe this is their first lead of the, well, since
tying.
Regular time.
And a quick whistle made from all the way across the side. I'm surprised he could see it from that far as he called it.
It looks like Platt's.
Udall. Somebody's got to take it.
Udall's going to go to the line.
Udall.
I didn't think he had the ball.
His first time went 50% at the line, so this is his second time. 1:10 left in the game. And this arena is getting loud. First one goes. So down by 6. Holbrook really needs him to miss this one so they can still keep it in 2. Doesn't happen though. Down by 7, 58-51, 1:06 left. Outside to Vicente. Pulls up for the triple. Drains it. 3. Needed that, down by 4. Final 60 seconds. Here comes Tryon, met by Baya. French loses it. He's able to maintain possession. Goes out of bounds. Going Holbrook way. If you ask the St. John's fans, they disagree. Down by 4, here comes Rico. 48 seconds, across the half court. Drives it there, all the way coast to coast, no good, French. 40 seconds left. Rico on him. to Udall. Cross half court, 35 seconds, into Tryon. All the way across the Ray-Ban, 30 seconds. They gotta foul him.
Yeah, Coach Johnson's yelling to foul.
And that one's gonna be on Baya, 19.8 seconds. So the good news is, even if he makes these two, there's still a 2-possession game. First one goes.
It's got to be a quick 2 possessions. And the Roadrunners, I don't believe, have any timeouts left.
Nope, no timeouts. So down by 5. Okay, down by 6. There's Talaman, there's Rico, 18 seconds left. There's Vicente, able to hang on. He's got to get it off here. There's Rico for 3. Oh no, he misses. And there's no foul. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, and I think that'll do it, folks. And that'll be the end as St. John's has came into unfriendly confines and absolutely stunned this Holbrook side.
Yeah, St. John's down by 16 at one point, able to make the comeback.
And what a heartbreaker, as this will do it. 60-54 with Tryon going to the line with 0.1 seconds left on the clock. Very, very tough outcome for these Birds, as they were very much in control. And these St. John's fans on their feet. And that'll do it. Once again, thank you for joining us at the Tony Munoz Jim Budnose Court. I'm Mark Saxton.
I'm Chris Allison.
Folks, have a good week.
The trash, help our janitorial service. If you have any trash left in the behind, will you please